Hey you, it's Via the Prophet here. I'm ready to guide you through a law of attraction reading. Welcome and welcome back. I appreciate each and every light being joining this meeting. Follow me now in this infinite moment for a message for the collective and individuals. Set an intention for this meeting. You already have a knowing of what you want this reading to clarify. You attracted this reading and I am cooperating with you. It's mutually beneficial. As I am pulling the cards, use your intuition as well. Let us know any additional connections that you made in the comments below the video, and the collected will benefit from the collective intuition. This is a body, mind, and spirit message addressing the basic human needs for self-actualization aligned to the 9 chakras. And we're going to start with why Spirit has called this meeting today. Let's see what we have on the board. The cards became aggressive when I changed the greeting to include the 9 chakras, which is something that I was guided to do a while back, and I'm learning more about those chakras. I wasn't aware of the additional chakras, and so I'm going to go through them as I do the reading. So we're starting with what Spirit would like to bring forward into focus. This is aligned with the crown chakra. And we have the energy of the 7 of water. The 7 of water talks about making a choice. But for me as a reader, with water representing feelings and emotions, this has to do with what you are wanting or desiring, growing. You can see these orbs have a bit of a halo around them. They're growing because of your feelings and the emotions that you're putting into your desire. So this is the message that Spirit wants to bring forth about the 7 of fire. Interesting. 7 of fire on this day. So it's about making choices about the things that you want. So, and putting that emotion into it so that those things grow and attract atoms to become denser and become the mass, the reality around you. And then we have, in the position of the mind, the current focus of your mind, which aligns with the Earth Star chakra, what you're meant to acknowledge. We have the energy of the 10 of Cups. Now, this is a very happy card to get. And I want you to notice how this rainbow, which is a symbol of the promise of happiness, right, are the same colors. So this rainbow is divided, and then this rainbow comes together in with the 6 cups and this 4, 6 and 4. So this is a card of happily ever after. So this is the focus of your mind and what you're meant to acknowledge, that happily ever after is your right. It is attainable, but it has to be your desire. If your desire is something else, maybe it's rich ever after, then you can have that. but this is it's for you to acknowledge that happily ever after is achievable if that is what you desire. You have to decide, you have to make that choice. Okay, and then we have in the position of the body, which aligns to the Gaia chakra, we have the card, the Chariot card, which is a card of will. So again, we're talking about using your will to achieve happily ever after, or whatever is your happily ever after. Maybe rich ever after is your happily ever after, but maybe rich comes with things that don't necessarily make you feel happy, but you would be happy overall if you were rich. For example, maybe you're happy, maybe famous ever after is what you desire. And sometimes famous people complain about the paparazzi. Well, paparazzi and fame go together. So if fame ever after is what you desire, then you kind of have to deal with, you know, what comes with that. But happily ever after doesn't come with anything but happiness. So, but happy people aren't necessarily rich or necessarily famous. They're just happy. So that's why happiness is what you'd have to choose if that's what you want. And then you have to be willing to let things go that don't make you happy, so that you can be happy ever after. But I'm hearing you can have anything else you want with happily ever after. If you choose happily ever after, those other things can come with that, the fame or the riches. But you have to choose happily ever after. And it has to do with balance, something about balance. I'm not getting it quite yet, but it has something to do with balancing these colors. If the colors represent desires and things that you want. But we have the Chariot card that's talking about willpower and the reward that comes from using your will as power. It's also a card of travel. Oh, this card actually says right on it, successfully balancing many priorities at once. But I'm hearing again, but you have to choose happiness. It has to be the prime directive for those who like Star Trek. I gave a Star Wars reference. Now I'm giving a Star Trek reference. Okay. That's balance. I know those are two different, but sometimes the same group. What always strikes me about this Chariot card is the depiction of the black unicorn, because you rarely see a depiction of a black unicorn. It's more of a gray, but it's definitely going to be called the black unicorn if someone were to catch a glimpse of it. So a black unicorn, if unicorns are rare, then black unicorns are rarer. The rarest. The rarest. Like the rarest it's very rare for people to choose happiness, and it has to do with the general belief about happiness. Like if you choose happiness, then you would be choosing excuse me, loneliness or poverty, or like you're choosing to get out of the race. But the message here is that that isn't true. In a happy family like this, you're in the race. This is the illustration of the card. You're in the race if you have a family, a spouse, and some children, and a house to take care of, especially if you're way out in the countryside like these people are. You have to do a lot. Like how far is the store? It's a lot of work. They probably have their own chickens, and they're getting their eggs from that. They might have other animals. Usually people have dogs when they live way out, so they can let them know if wild animals are approaching the house, so they can be careful with the children and their pets. So that's not choosing to be out of the race. It's choosing to be happy in the race. Then we have the 9 of Fire coming out in the position of security, which aligns with the root chakra. So how you're feeling about your sense of security is protective. The 9 of Fire talks about not giving up. Talks about activism. Like seeking rights for others, maybe yourself and others. We have in the position of health, aligned with the solar plexus chakra, the 2 of air. And this card doesn't fall out a lot, but it has fallen out recently. And I'm always struck by the fact that she is not really blindfolded. It's like she's turned that blindfold into a fabulous look. Can you imagine? Like, she looks ready to fight, right? She's standing on the beach, ready to take on a challenger, we would assume, since she has 2 machetes, that she is like a next level challenger, a higher level challenge, just by the outfit, that the care that the illustrator has taken with her outfit to make her look soft and unassuming, but at the same time serious and deadly. But air cards are about thoughts and ideas, and water is about emotion and feeling. And in this card of air, we see both the air and the water. So it can be assumed that she has power over her big emotions. Like, she is grounded, she is centered, she is what is the word I'm looking for? She is she's able to balance her emotions with her thoughts. She's able to balance her emotion with her thought, but it's almost like she's going to use the water and the air in whatever battle or, you know, whatever comes her way. Like, look how long her cape is. It would seem like it would trip her up, so she wouldn't be wearing it if that were the case. So you can imagine that she's going to use this cape, and so she would be using air in the cape, you know, to move it around through the air or with the air, or, you know, something like that to aid her in her battle. But this card is also about excuse me, about making decisions. So in this position, we're talking about what needs to be nurtured, what needs to be taken care of. We're talking about your emotions, we're talking about your thoughts being balanced and in preparation for what's to come. The Two of Air and the Nine of Fire are clarifying this Chariot. So something coming with momentum, using the air and the water to your advantage. But then she doesn't even just have swords, she has machetes. So she is prepared. So nurture your preparedness. Are you prepared? Be prepared. Get prepared. Get prepared. We have the Page of Air coming out in the position of esteem. This is your best quality and skill for the actualization, aligned with the solar plexus chakra. Now the pages all represent optimism and opportunity, but this is an exercise in thought, like an intellectual challenge, where in your best quality and skill is brilliant insights, is what I heard. Look at the face he's making. Like, he just knows that he has that talent and skill. You're going to give me some information, and what you'll get back is a brilliant insight, like a new perspective, a new way of looking at your truth. A transforming perspective, like insights that change people fundamentally. Like, they might not even know the significance of the moment, but it changes the direction of things. And then we have the Three of Water in the position of belonging, which is aligned with the heart chakra. This is what you love, how you create the love that you need for the actualization, the energy that you need for the actualization. Joyful announcements. The Three of Water and the Page of Air are clarifying this Ten of Water. Joyful announcements is how you create the love you need. Joyful announcements is how you create the love you need. I'm not, and I feel like though there will be a moment that you will recognize this reading. Like this is something that is on its way to you, right? Manifestations are always on their way, and you are just waking up each day meeting them, meeting the manifestations that you created in the days before. And I feel like you're going to recognize this moment, creating the love you need with joyful announcements. And then in the position of the actualization, aligned with the throat chakra, so how you speak and express yourself. This card almost always gives me training. There's been times where it's given me conflict, which is the traditional meaning in this in other decks of the Five of Wands, but it's giving me ambitious. This is how you will be expressing yourself. Ambitious, as ambitious. Okay, going to be expressing yourself as ambitious. I feel like having happiness as a goal is very ambitious. Oh, I was going to start talking about this card, but what I like to do is get words of wisdom from Spirit from this deck that would further clarify the reading if that is possible. Which words? Thank you, Spirit. Oh, we have the card Death is an Illusion. So this isn't the first time I've gotten that card. Surprisingly, there are cards in this deck that have never fallen out, and I almost always use this deck. But I've read from the book on the Death is an Illusion, and for me, it doesn't give any additional insights, and I'm not being guided to read from the book, but I am getting an alternate concept, especially with this Six of Water having fallen out a while back as the answer. So something, I don't know if it's an experience or a person, or it's something from your childhood that you thought was dead isn't dead, and it was just out of your experience, so it was mourned as if it were dead, but it was never dead. It always just existed. It just didn't exist in your reality because it was not something that you desired to be in your reality, so it fell away from your reality. And we always mourn things that fall away from our reality. It's our work not to sit in that state of mourning, to get back to joy, to allow in the new desires that we have created. Those manifestations that we're creating are still ahead of us, and we want to accept the joy of our creations being realized in front of us. But something, I feel like something is coming back from your childhood. And it's interesting because it's the Six of Water, and here I was talking about the Six of Cups and the Four of Cups separate. We don't have the Four of Cups out, but when I was looking at the Three of Cups, I was thinking about how, you know, in the Four of Cups, there's these two hands, you know, with new cups, and the person is looking at the three broken cups. But this is a different person who only had one cup and turned around and got the other two cups, and now is celebrating with those archangels that came in to offer those two cups. They're celebrating the joy, and therefore magnifying the joy together. So the difference between the Three of Cups and the Four of Cups. But this is 6 and 4, not 6 and 3. But this is what I was thinking about. So that I thought was interesting. The 7 is 3 and 4. So there's something about these numbers. And you can see the numbers, and you might make other connections for yourself. I am drawn to take a clarifier for this 5 of fire. A lot of confidence radiating from the spread on this table. A lot of confidence radiating. And also I was going to say, in the Six of Cups, you see the archangel there in the background is the same archangel from the balance card. And in the balance card, he is actually creating this rainbow, as if at one point the rainbow didn't exist, and then he forged it out of things, you know, desires, wishes, and now we have rainbows forevermore. So there's that connection as well, as if like the rainbow didn't exist and now it does. But it was first forged with the desires from your childhood. Here there's 5 cups, and she's bringing one more, which makes it the 6 of Cups to the 7. And then those cups are individual desires. They're empty, and then they grow almost like eggs. I was thinking about eggs when that card first came out. This is what I imagine when an egg is fertilized. It does. It's like one cell, and it's like vibrating and shaking, and then it turns into into cells, and it just keeps willing itself into a whole human. So some people may be expecting, and this is about creating a family. So that message is for some. But the other message remains. Okay, so what we had come out in clarifying this 5 of fire is angelic frequencies. This card talks about you being safe, protected, because angels are here around you, and the Palladian activation coming together, harmony in the harvest, resolution. So that's what's clarifying this 5, this very ambitious card. Oh, I said protection, but the word is potent connection. I didn't say that at all. Well, I'm saying it now. So there's a message that you're safe, coming together. Something coming together. And look how it's almost like the thought, the idea is being pulled out and becoming something different. But look how this kind of looks like an egg, like the moment, like there has to be like a spark when the egg is fertilized. It has to be electric, because human beings are electric. If our heart stops, they give us electricity. You know what I mean? So there has to be like a something that happens, a big bang that happens at the point of conception. And nobody is really studying, or how can you be prepared? How can you find out what happens? But and you have to imagine that it looks beautiful. Like if you were looking at it, the point of conception, like it must look amazing, because what happens is a total miracle. Like a whole human was in there growing and then it grows up and walks, talks, does all kind of stuff. It's incredible. So something is coming together. There's harmony in the heavens. If you're not trying to become pregnant, then you better choose that. Make a decision that you're not going to become pregnant, because this is a fertile time. But it doesn't have to be a baby. Everything that's created is created in the same way. There's a moment, there's a spark, and it's beautiful. If you catch that moment, and some people can tell the story of like how their relationship started. This relationship was created, and if they were really paying attention, it's a beautiful moment. It's a beautiful story. But some people start businesses, whatever it is that you are creating, the moment of conception is coming. That's the title. I felt it. I feel the title when it comes out. It feels like different words. Like I feel the words differently. Can't explain it. It's like reverberation type thing. So the moment of conception is coming. That's funny. It's like innuendo. The moment of conception is coming. Oh my God. I can't believe that That is so bad, which is why that's all I have for now. Take this message however it resonates for you. Look forward to the components of this message showing up in the coming hours, days, and weeks in different ways. That's just how the law of attraction works. Until next time, remember, you and you alone create your reality. Enjoy.